Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach, and today I am driving a 2002 Dodge Dakota Sport. Up front is a 3.9 liter V6, and down below is a 4-speed automatic transmission. Now, I am super excited to be driving this Dodge Dakota Sport for one main reason. This has under 20,000 miles on it. At the time of recording, it has 19,770 miles. And so, this is going to be a look into the past. 23 years ago, what was it like to buy a brand new Dodge Dakota? Because that's essentially what we have here today. This might as well be a brand new truck. And so we're going to be taking a deep dive into it and see maybe how trucks have changed in the last 23 years. But if you would like to submit your own vehicle and have it reviewed here on the channel, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. And if you'd like to see all my videos weeks or sometimes months in advance, you can head on over to my Patreon for only $5 a month, as well as there's exclusive audio content. And of course, huge thank you to Low Mile Cars here in Burr Ridge, Illinois, for letting me borrow their really low mileage Dodge Dakota. If you'd like to browse their inventory, you can do so in the description below, because they have tons of used vehicles with obscenely low mileage and are incredibly well kept. So please go check them out if you're in the market. But let's get back to that 3.9 liter V6. Well, as I mentioned in my other Dakota review, there were tons of engines offered here in the second gen Dakota. We had two V8 options for the 5.2 liter and the 5.9 liter, and up until 2002, you could get them with a 4-cylinder that was left over from AMC. So plenty of engine offers here in the Dakota, and this is the V6. The V6 is decent. It is a rather large V6, almost a 4-liter V6. So it's not a snob around town. It's also not a powerhouse, but if you did want a muscle truck, you could have gotten it with the V8. Like I said, paired to it is a 4-speed automatic, and this was shared with the bigger V8s. Now, with the V8s, these had transmission issues, but here with the V6, because it's putting out less power and less torque, you see transmission issues a lot less here for the V6s. So in terms of reliability, the transmission reliability technically goes up with the V6 just because it's less stressed out. Last but not least, this particular Dakota is rear-wheel drive. However, you could have found them in 4-wheel drive. This particular one just isn't. How does it feel to drive the Dodge Dakota Sport? It's nice. It definitely doesn't pack the punch that the V8 does. I certainly miss the V8 around town, but for a mid-size to small pickup truck that was meant to go get stuff from the store, maybe not haul a horse trailer, but do around town jobs, the V6 is absolutely flawless in that regard. It's simple, it's easy, and honestly, I get much better traction here today than I did with the V8. Visibility is fine. I do have relatively thick A-pillars, which I don't love. And the ride quality is okay, but no pickup truck from this era rode exceptionally well. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior, because this is where you'll really start to notice that low mileage. Well, in front of me, I do have 6 gauges. Off to the left is my battery voltage and coolant temperature, as well as tachometer. And off to the right, we have our speedometer, oil pressure, and fuel. These are updated since the 1997 one that I just drove. On the steering wheel, on the left, we have cruise control, and off to the right, we have cruise control. Off to the left, we have a climate control vent, our headlight switches, as well as our dome light and cargo light. And moving on to the door, we have our latch kit in and out, power mirrors, power locks, and power windows, as well as this really, really nice soft fabric material. Moving into the center, we do have this sort of tray up top, which is kind of interesting. But down below, we have our radio. This is the more modern Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep radio that you would see throughout the rest of the 2000s, as opposed to the 90s one seen here. This was the earlier pre-facelift Dakota radio, and now we have this one. We still get bass and treble. I love how that stuck around, but we get a CD player this time around. Climate control is found down below that, fan speed off to the left, temperature in the center, where to send it off to the right, as well as our snowflake for the AC. We have our little passenger airbag on and off. Down below that, we do have a 12-volt outlet, and then we have a giant center console. So up at the very top, we have a cubby, but then we have adjustable cup holders, and unlike the 1997, they updated it for 2002. it actually does pass the big friggin' bottle test, but also there's a third cup holder behind it that passes even better. So all 3 of these cup holders get a flying pass for the big friggin' bottle. Then we do have some more cubby space, a center console with coin holders and whatnot, and the seats. The seats are this really nice fabric, definitely left over from the 90s, this comfy, cozy type feeling. And they're just, you sink into them, they're nice, they're warm, they're friendly, and I really, really enjoy them. However, what I'm not going to enjoy is the back seats. So let's hop around there and do a back seat review. Here we go again. Oh. All right. I'm in the back of the Dodge Dakota. Probably a Dodge Dakota that not many people have been in the back of, so that's pretty cool. These seats do fold down or fold up. If you buy this, if you have a Dakota, as I'm sure many people already know, keep the seats up. Use this as storage. Put a sub box back here. Put your tools that you don't want taken out of the bed back here. Don't use this for human beings. You can use it for human beings if you need to, but I would much rather walk than ride back here for more than 5 minutes. And that's saying a lot coming from me. So, yeah. Let's hop into the back. We'll take a quick look at the bed and cargo space as well as tonneau cover, and then we'll talk about the looks. All right, around the back of the Dodge Dakota. And look at this, ladies and gentlemen. We have a finished bed. Now, this is like a grill cover. This is a leather bra, and we have some other parts there. But look at this finished bed. I mean, someone took a lot of time to do this. Look, it's all like carpeted. Very, very cool. This reminds me of the Chevy SSR. But wow, I mean, look at this. Really, really cool to see. And then the tailgate does still come down. This is a California Cruiser upholstered truck bed kit. So, the more you know, but very, very cool as it gets very windy. Okay, I guess it doesn't like the wind, but we'll put this back up. Very, very cool to see all of that. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and I love the look of the Dakota. Part of that, a big chunk of it, is my own personal nostalgia. Sure, but I think also it's muscular enough and it's angry enough. Dodge has always had that sort of ethos of angriness, but I don't think it's overstyled. I don't think it has these weird daggers and jabs where unnecessary. I think it's presentable. I think it looks good, and that bed cover actually does make a decent amount of difference, at least aesthetically, which I'm a big fan of. With all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving another Dodge Dakota here on the channel? Well, first of all, I love it. I really, really enjoy this truck. A little bit less than the V8 counterpart, but I wouldn't say by and large it's a night and day difference that has me upchucking my lunch at the sight of 2 less cylinders. No, that's not the case. I would prefer the V8. But I really want to show, and what I really want to capture, is this truck's quality. This truck looks like it rolled off the assembly floor yesterday. And so part of my job here on YouTube is A, to review cars and give you good consumer advice. Sure. B would be to entertain you. I hope that you've had a good day, and if you haven't, I hope that this cheers you up a little bit. But C, the third, and oftentimes most important job I have, is to curate and record these vehicles that were already used by the time YouTube came around, to capture and keep them in my internet museum that I call my YouTube channel. And so here it is. I get to show you these amazing, graceful shots of a truck from a bygone era, something that was used as a tool and oftentimes not saved. This is a showroom quality truck. This is a collector quality truck. You should buy this if you want to collect a Dodge Dakota to keep. And so how have trucks moved on? Well, trucks have got a lot more complicated. Even though this is the Sport, I get nice things like the CD player, and I have power windows this time around. The seats are comfortable. It looks good. It has the body color matched bumpers, but it's still not beating me over the head with technology. It wasn't far more advanced than anything else on the road, like we see in today's trucks. Today's trucks are pushing pushing $100,000, and they have every single bell and whistle that a human could think of. But that wasn't always necessary. Some would argue it's still not necessary. But this was an affordable truck that you could live with. A decade earlier, we had trucks like the Ram 50, which was really a Mitsubishi. We had the Ford Ranger, and we had the Chevy S10, sure. But they weren't nice places to be. Even the nicest Chevy S10 or the nicest Ranger or the nicest Ram 50 wasn't like modern cars at their time. Now, this feels like an Intrepid. This feels like a Neon on the inside, in a positive way, where it keeps up with the other vehicles in its area, but didn't exceed them. It didn't showboat. And I think that this was a really good era of trucks. But at the end of the day, I'm just trying to fill time so I could show you more footage of the Dodge Dakota, because this really is a keepsake vehicle, and you do not see them this clean ever, ever, ever. So here it is. I'll cut my blabbering and enjoy the Dodge Dakota Sport in all of its original glory. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Low Mile Cars here in Burr Ridge, Illinois for letting me borrow their Dodge Dakota for today's video. This was absolutely awesome. Such a cool time capsule. Please go check them out with a link down in the description below. And if you would like to buy this Dodge Dakota, I will leave it in a pinned comment up at the very top of the comment section with an exact link. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.